Everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel with your boy, with your host Stevie K here, ready, willing, and able, ready to go, ready to talk some NFL football. Now that I have videos every single day, Monday Night Raw review, SmackDown Live Tuesday night review, NFL podcast Talking Packers with Steve Wednesday nights, as in right now. Thursday nights, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, my WWE podcast. Fridays, my Riverdale review of the episode of this week, of each week. And now also on Fridays, so I do 2 videos on Friday. And the other one will be Life in Pieces, a show on ABC, or not on ABC, on CBS. That's on Thursday evenings. We'll be reviewing that. I also almost was going to do a review for Total Divas, but I think I'm just going to enjoy that show and not have to do it. I don't have to do a review on every single show I like. Otherwise, I'll be doing 100 reviews and 100 videos per week, and that would just be stretching myself out too much. I mean, I want to work hard, and I want to show that I care and that I want this channel to be something and be taken seriously. Again, whether you like or dislike, that's your opinion, and I respect that 110%. But, yeah, otherwise I'd be doing one for Modern Family, Fresh Off the Boat, Kevin Can Wait, Me, Myself, and I, Big Bang Theory, all the shows that I watch during the week. I mean, I have my own, I have my schedule for now doing videos every single day during the week. I already have a schedule of watching TV shows during the week, to include Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and all the other shows I already mentioned, along with the shows I've already reviewed, some that have been canceled, obviously, because not all the shows last forever. But some do get reboots. But back on to topic here, NFL football. I don't know. I feel better. I mean, I talk about how I might be a little stressed out because I do videos now every single day, but I feel rejuvenated. I don't know if you can tell by my voice. I'm a little more bounce in my step, pep in my step. I think that was the saying, pep in the step. Feeling good. Also, that feeling good is because my sister did give birth to my nephew, to her son. Yesterday at the local hospital. Still unable to visit the baby because today we had some first snow showers of the season, and like I said, I take care of my grandfather for my mother, so I'll be busy doing that. So I may not be able to visit till tomorrow during the day or at some point. So I look forward to meeting my nephew for the first time at that point moving forward. But congratulations to them. You're welcome to send congratulations to me on Twitter at @talking_Packers, which is the Twitter handle for this podcast specifically. I know I have 4 Twitter handles I manage, but at @talking_Packers is the one for the NFL. But for those that are watching live in the live chat, let me know. Do I seem a little different? Do I seem a little more not the normal Steve, as some people call it, monotone, boring, and jabroni Steve? But then again, that's just how I am as an introvert. Whatever. The point being is I feel different internally, externally. This is not just an act. This is how I actually feel. So I'm not just trying to be a character on my channel. This is just how I am. And that's how I am in all my videos, whether good or bad, according to people watching. So, Karen Chase saying, I'm happy to say Joe Flacco is doing good and will play on Sunday versus the Titans. Well, you know what, bro? I'm happy to say, or maybe not happy. I shouldn't say happy. But I have some bad news because I'm interested to say that Joe Flacco is going to be playing against the Tennessee Titans, and Joe Flacco and the Ravens probably maybe kind of might not win. I'm just saying. We'll get to that when we get to that game and my predictions. But thank you for watching live forever, how long you do watch. And as you can tell, Kyron, you are a moderator now, so if anybody that jumps on here that has and I don't mean just not nice things, you know what I mean, too far, as we did have in that one episode for a wrestling show. So now you have the authority, along with Mark Rambo, if he joins in any of my videos that you watch live and something happens, welcome to get things done there. But back to NFL football, the number one topic being is the gosh darn NFL trade deadline. Woo! And all that craziness that went down with the trade deadline. And then say at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, and boy, was it interesting. At least to me it was. And you know what? It's interesting to me, and I'm not even a fan of the teams that were wheeling and dealing. I'm a Packer fan, as you can tell by repping the Packers in my T-shirt. Now, my helmet's behind me. For those that are watching for the very first time, last week I wasn't on camera because reasons. I have helmets behind me with the game of the week. So this is my game of the week. I have the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets in New York. Buffalo Bills against the Jets playing tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. And guess what? WWE superstar Big Cass is going to be in the house. So mixing a little pro wrestling and NFL here on my show as I do. But I thank you, Cameron. With the defense the Ravens have, I don't see the Titans scoring much. Hey, maybe that might be the case. Maybe Joe Flacco will be whooping some, you know what, because of what happened to him the previous week. And maybe the Ravens win 46-6. I don't know, or 32-12. You know, but I don't know. Like I said, I'll share more when we get to that game, or when I get to that game into my prediction. Oh, by the way, Kyron, Renee here, who was watching our My Little Pony video we did earlier, and everybody can check that out on my other channel, Animated Awesomeness. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 finale. I did have a great special guest in Pony, along with Kyron Chase, being a part of that. But anyway, Renee was talking about how Kyron Chase, let me see here if I can pull it up. Looks like CeeLo Brown. Is that what you said, Renee? Golden? Which, hey, I didn't think of that before, but okay. So CeeLo in the house. Or CeeLo lookalike. You know, Kyron could go for Halloween next year, even though he'd be, don't do that. But hey, whatever. It's CeeLo. But I think she meant that respectfully, not disrespectfully. So all in good fun, my friend. Then again, I don't even look like a celebrity, period. I don't think. Do I look like any celebrity? Sports or otherwise? Anyways, moving forward, talking NFL, trades going down. I'm excited to talk about them. Like I said, they didn't even involve my Green Bay Packers. Or my team I cheer for, being the Green Bay Packers. And the first one I want to talk about is the biggest one to me being, and not just because of the quarterback, but because of the situation. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, now former backup quarterback to Tom Brady, on the New England Patriots team, being traded by Bill Belichick and the owner to the San Francisco 49ers. So he wakes up. I know I saw this as a meme or a photo on Twitter of Jimmy Garoppolo wakes up, 8-2, and then he goes to bed 0-8 because he's a member of the 49ers by the end of the day, by that trade deadline. So Jimmy Garoppolo traded from New England Patriots to the San Francisco 49ers. The New England Patriots getting a second-round pick. Might be the first pick of the second round, but still officially a second-round pick given to the New England Patriots in regard. Yeah, CeeLo Green, I did get that right. Thank you, Renee, for clarifying. And again, all in good fun. Anyways, interesting in many aspects to me, and I'm sure people have already seen with First Take, Undisputed, Around the Horn, other shows on ESPN and Fox Sports 1 and radio, which I hope to be in someday. New England Patriots trading their backup quarterbacks here, and during this season, first, them trading away their backup quarterback for a wide receiver with the Indianapolis Colts, Jacoby Brissett, and now trading Jimmy Garoppolo. Brissett, you actually got a player back in return, wide receiver, because they lost Adam for the season in New England. Okay, that makes sense. There's good business, best for business, as Triple H would say in WWE. And Stephanie McMahon. But this one scratches my head a little bit. The Patriots, they win at life. They win at anything, and all their moves they make, in the end, they're freaking geniuses for it because they keep winning and not really having any hiccups in any true cogs in their machine. They just keep rolling, and they're going to keep rolling, maybe to even another Super Bowl, maybe being the first team to go back-to-back since their dang selves, 2002, 2003. Might not, who knows, but if that does happen, let's just say that does happen, okay? And I know Patriots haters might not like me saying this, but hey, I'm just saying to say, historically, or who knows, if the Patriots go back to back, if they win the Super Bowl this year, and they traded away both their backup quarterbacks, they have no backups now. If Tom is injured, the Patriots are up a creek without a paddle. They're in a mess. The other S word, besides the main one. But point being is, they'd be lost. They have an issue. Who the heck would be their quarterback? Then they'd have to go out and get one. But I did just hear they did sign someone. The 49ers quarterback, which is interesting because the 49ers released a quarterback after the trade with Garoppolo, but the Patriots and the 49ers couldn't work out a trade, like a switch trade, like you do on Madden, or even in your fantasy football with somebody. One player for the other. Same position. Makes equal sense. Put a spot on your roster for a spot on the roster. Oh my gosh, what a crazy idea. Maybe if that was the case, then Patriots fans wouldn't be, at least some of them, most of them would just say, hey, we're fine. We don't need a backup quarterback, but talk to me if Brady gets injured. Talk to me if he gets hurt so bad that he's out for the season like Aaron Rodgers is for my team, Green Bay Packers. Hey, that's cool. Thanks. Karen Chase in the chat. I predicted the Packers to win the Super Bowl before A-Rod got injured. I did the same. I picked the Green Bay Packers over the New England Patriots. I think it was 34-25 or something like that score. A weird and wacky score. I had the Packers over to the Patriots. A repeat of Super Bowl 31 in the year of 1997, but the 1996 season. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but so interesting in that trade with the New England Patriots and the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, one of the 49ers, and what I just heard actually on ESPN SportsCenter before I went live here at tonight's episode is that the San Francisco 49ers are planning to have Jimmy G as a backup this weekend, which I guess makes sense because he just got there. As much as he is a better option than the rest, CJ Beathard and others, he still has to learn their system. The 49ers still have a system. You know what I mean? They still have their ways. As much as it's not working, being 0-8, they still have their ways. So it makes sense for him to be the backup, but hopefully for sure next week he's not. He starts then, because if that's not the case, then I've got a problem with them. Let's just say that. So hopefully that's to be the case when we get to that point. I won't have to rant about that next week. Yes, also I'll be giving my mid-season reports, but I just want to get through these trades. Jay Ajayi of the Miami Dolphins being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for the 5th rounder. So good trade for the Eagles. Interesting trade for the Miami Dolphins. I guess that's all I can really say about that. I mean, I'm surprised they did trade Ajayi, but then from reports I was hearing in Miami of him being seen like a locker room cancer or this and that, then I guess you had to do what you had to do. And sending him to the Eagles, a team already stacked and actually highly ranked in the NFL in running offense already, with LeGarrette Blount, formerly of the Super Bowl defending champions, reigning defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. But having LeGarrette Blount and now adding Jay Ajayi, Steelers, or not Steelers, but the Eagles are even more formidable. Renee here in the chat saying Steelers equals Super Bowl number 7. # here we go. I respect that. I don't have the Steelers in there, but I respect you repping your team, sticking with your team through and through. I do, for sure. I always do. Excuse me. And the other trade involving the team in my game of the week, which is half the reason why it's my game of the week. There is another reason. But this team right here, you see that one? Yeah, that one. The Buffalo Bills. Sorry about that. Buffalo Bills getting a new wide receiver and squealers. That was a good one, Kyron. That was a good one. He's saying squealers aren't winning anything. Hey, it's Renee versus Kyron. AFC North battle, the Steelers and the Bengals. So there we go. Have that little battle here within the Talking Packers with Steve Random. So that's kind of cool. But no, the Buffalo Bills getting Kelvin Benjamin from the Carolina Panthers. Let me repeat that. Buffalo Bills, which their passing attack isn't really an attack. It's crazy, as in crazy bad, and yet they're still at the record that they are. And the reasoning, there could be many different reasons. The point being is, it is what it is. Now you have Kelvin Benjamin added to your roster, and say what you say about how he's been doing in Carolina with a good quarterback that is Cam Newton, even though he still needs to grow up a little bit, as in dealing with the media. Oh, the Ravens. Sorry, I was thinking about somebody else. Dang it. Sorry, Kyron. Ravens, not the Bengals. That's your brother I was thinking about. Your brother is the Bengals. Yourself is the Ravens. I do apologize for speaking Bengals and associating to Kyron Chase. So, no, the Ravens and the Steelers battle, and that's even more interesting there, Renee versus Kyron. Kelvin Benjamin to the Bills, huh? And the Buffalo Bills, a team that's been soaring and could, maybe, you never know, could actually win the AFC East. They could. I mean, we go into the season every single year, everybody's 0-0, and everybody has a chance, even the Browns and 49ers. But we're now halfway through the season, and things are certainly looking interesting. You know what else is interesting is the Packers didn't want to get any of these quarterbacks, staying with Brett Hundley, and we're going to keep rolling in that train. Coming off of our bye, playing on Monday Night Football against a division rival, Detroit Lions, at Lambeau, though. Hopefully Brett Hundley can play like Brett Favre. That'd be nice. Because then us Packer fans can continue to be lucky, spoiled, blessed with a third franchise quarterback and a third one in a row. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Hundley. Brett to Aaron to Brett. And I know they made the joke last week with his first game, actually at home, when Brett handed it to Aaron. Brett Hundley to Aaron, to our running back Aaron. Brett, the quarterback, to Aaron, the running back. So that was kind of funny, interesting, funny little moment there. But moving right along, let's talk about how things are setting up here in the midseason. First, I actually want to, if I can actually get the standings up here. Dun, 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 dun. But here we go for the standings for the 2017 season. Thus far, halfway through the National Football season here in the National Football League, heading into Week 9 of the 2017 season. We're going division by division, and I'll speak a little bit about each team and how I see the division moving forward in my own little crystal ball. And Kyron, Renee, and others that may be still watching live, welcome to share your thoughts about the teams, about the divisions as I circle the wagons and go through them. Let's start off with circling the wagons in AFC East. We have the New England Patriots at 6-2. The Buffalo Bills at 5-2. Miami Dolphins 4-3, and the New York Football Jets 3-5. I still see the Patriots in the end winning it, but I do see now with Calvin Benjamin in the mix. Yes, that one player, the one move the Bills did make, or at least one major move. I don't know if there was any little smaller trades that may have not been plastered on ESPN in their ticker or anything is breaking news, but maybe other moves they made. But whether or not, still the big move, biggest one being Kelvin Benjamin, getting him from the Carolina Panthers. And shout out to Big Q of Team Boy TV Live, who's probably going live right now on his YouTube channel, talking NFL. Check that out. Again, that is Team Boy TV Live. Search that here on YouTube. It's the dopest NFL podcast on YouTube, or at least that's what they say. And it is pretty dang good. And not just, I mean, good in the entertainment side of things, but actually on their smarts and content within that talking NFL football. Moving forward, let's talk. Well, actually, check. I like to check the chat before I move on to the next division in case people did share some thoughts on the one I'm talking about. Okay. They're just chattering up between their rivalry there, between the Steelers and the Ravens. Moving on to the AFC West. Some say the mighty AFC West. Well, I don't know about this year. It seems like the Chiefs are rolling to win this division by a landslide. And here we go. Halfway through, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, 6-2. Glass of Team Boy TV Live. His Denver Broncos, 3-4. The Chargers, 3-5. And Raiders Central / Raiders _1995, aka Byron. Their Oakland Raiders, 3-5. Tied with, at the bottom of the division. But technically tied with the Chargers at the bottom of the division. The Los Angeles Chargers at the bottom of that division, the AFC West. I do see the Chiefs, of course, winning the division. And you know what? I don't see any of the three teams there being not even good enough to try to come back to win the division. I don't think any of those three teams will be able to come back to get a wild card spot from how the rest of the conference is shaking out with record-wise. Again, just my opinion, because you know what? You know where I see the wild cards coming in as I look in here? Obviously, I made my prediction before the season, but as I see it now, actually with concrete evidence of records and how games have been played so far, halfway through this 2017 season, I see the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills being the wild card teams. If they don't win their divisions their own right. If they do, then obviously it'll be somebody else. But the Bills and the Jaguars being the wild card spots. So I'm just saying. Anyways, let's move right along then to the next division. Okay. Thank you, Lapis Gamer, for joining. And now moving right along here to the AFC North, where Renee's team and Kyron's team are here. In first place, as of currently halfway through the season, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6-2. Kyron chases Baltimore Ravens and JB from Team Boy TV Live, friend of the show too. JB and Kyron, their Baltimore Ravens, 4-4. Kyron's brother, Bengals, 3-4. Oh yeah, and Renee's Steelers are number 1. And Jay of Talking WJ, the Browns, 0-8. So I know a person representing each team in the AFC North. Renee with the Steelers, Kyron with the Ravens, and JB. Kyron's brother with the Bengals. His brother, not him, but his brother with the Bengals. And Jay from Talking WWJ podcast that talks wrestling. The Browns there. So, wow, that's interesting in its own right. But do I see the Ravens coming up and taking the throne from the Steelers? Whew, some tough one. Seeing from their schedule and seeing how the Steelers schedule set up so as well, I kind of do. And part of me is hoping that. But what I think probably is going to happen is Steelers going to win this division by a game in the end of the season. So maybe the Ravens can get that wild card spot, but like I said already, the Jaguars and the Bills taking those wild card spots. At least as of my predictions down right now. We'll soon see. But hey, I'm hoping for the Jaguars to win their gosh darn division. I would love that. Love that. But we'll have to see to find out for sure. But that is there for the AFC. For the AFC North. And for the AFC South, the Tennessee Titans, 4-3. Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-3. Houston Texans, 3-4. And Stephen A. And Stephen A. 11-1. His Indianapolis Colts, 2-6. And we'll stay there at the bottom of the division. Hopefully the Jaguars can win the division. They're right now tied with the Titans. Titans facing the Ravens this week, so go Ravens. And then go Jaguars in their matchup coming off a bye. So hopefully Jaguars are going to win. So I would want the Jaguars to win the division and not have to worry about getting a wild card spot. And they actually not only make the playoffs in many years, but make the playoffs and play a home playoff game. That would rock, obviously, for their fan base, let alone for me outside looking in. And I really enjoyed the Jaguars. You know, another team that I've enjoyed beyond the Jacksonville Jaguars are the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, it's true. It's ain't true because they've been playing pretty dang well with their rookie head coach, youngest head coach in the National Football League. But now let's move over to the NFC side of things. The NFC East. Eagles 7-1, Cowboys 4-3, Washington 3-4, and the New York Football Giants 1-6. Eagles gonna win that division. Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott is now out. He's not fighting it anymore. His suspension officially starts this next week. Thank the good Lord above. The second half of the season, pretty much, he's out for because he was suspended for 6 games. So, yep. So I don't think the Cowboys will be getting any playoff spots, so they're out of there. Washington's not going to be able to make it up, and the Giants are too far back to even. I mean, obviously they'll attempt to because that's why they play the games. But sorry, New York Giants fans, not going to happen for you. And neither of them are going to win. The Eagles are walking away with the division, but those 3 battling for a wild card spot might be tough in its own right. Again, that's how I was talking about the AFC. With here in the NFC, same thing. It's going to be a rough and tumble ride all the way to the end for the wild card spots, let alone each divisional situation for said divisions. And talking about an interesting battle, we have the NFC West battle for the division. First place right now by technicality, even though it's a tie, but technicality, Seattle Seahawks 5-2, Los Angeles Rams 5-2, Rams coming off a bye week. Cardinals 3-4, San Francisco 49ers 0-8. I see the 49ers, of course, getting their first win before the Browns. That's the first thing. Arizona, keep going. I really wish they would have beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Yes, I did say that, Renee. I wished that Larry Fitzgerald and Kurt Warner won that Super Bowl. I think it was in Detroit. I think, either way. But they didn't. Arizona against Pittsburgh, I was really hoping for that to be the case. Los Angeles Rams playing good enough that they can even represent the NFC in the Super Bowl because guess what? Aaron Rodgers is out for the Packers. So the Packers aren't going to the Super Bowl, let alone are we going to the playoffs. So with us knocked out, Packers losing the quarterback, the Saints being their own mess, the Eagles, yes, they're dominant, but who knows? And the Seahawks just being a roller coaster of craziness during this whole entire season, in my opinion. The Vikings playing all right. Okay. Los Angeles Rams, Philadelphia Eagles. That could be your NFC Championship game, and I would not hate that. I don't think any NFL fan would hate that unless you're, fans of their divisional rivals. And even then, I would think you'd at least have some respect for their team. And how I would do it. How I am with the Green Bay Packers, the Packers don't make the Super Bowl. In that way, I cheer for the NFC representative because it's the NFC. The Green Bay Packers are in the NFC, so I cheer for the NFC team in the Super Bowl. It's kind of simple that way, at least in my own head. I like to make things simple. Makes it easier, makes your life easier and less stressful, less anxiety. Even though why have anxiety when talking about pro football? Because it's talking about family fun and always just about your own opinion. And everyone's opinion is different. But that's how I do it in there. Then for in division, if let's say the Vikings or the Lions made the Super Bowl, I would still cheer for the Vikings or the Lions or the Bears, but more so probably the Vikings and Lions if they were in the Super Bowl. Especially if it was the Minnesota Vikings playing at home there at US Bank Stadium. I do miss the Metrodome, the name and the place. But anyways, I would still cheer for them, even as they are, hated rival and all this and that. Much respect to the Vikings. If they got to the Super Bowl, they earned it. They won their games. They're in the Super Bowl. Okay? So, yeah. And moving right along, let's head to the mighty, great, awesome, best division in the whole NFL. Number one, numero uno, the King of Kings, as in NFC. And ironic with the King of Kings thing, with his Triple H thing, with his gimmick, with his character in WWE. We have the Minnesota Vikings in the top of the division there. See that? See that correlation? No? Yes? Okay. Vikings 6-2. The 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers 4-3. Lions 3-4. Bears 3-5. Vikings probably will keep rolling to the division. Lions I do see coming up, making a run for it, maybe being able to take over Minnesota. I don't think so, but hey, we'll see. Hopefully the Packers can keep things going. And maybe getting some wins on the belt. Maybe Brett playing like a like a Brett Favre, and maybe us our own selves trying to get back that division. You never know. I mean, his first outing wasn't greatest, but now with a bye week and a game plan for Brett Hundley, making the offense easier for him, having that game plan ready to go Pack, go. Brett Hundley, hopefully things can work some magic, and see a glimmer of hope that maybe Brett. I'm not saying a glimpse that Brett is going to be the next Brett, from Favre to now Hundley, but I mean Brett being at least a slimmer of hope that he could be the next franchise quarterback for the Packers, and that we got our guy, and he's ready to go. And Joe Callahan is ready to go as the next franchise backup, because he himself did play pretty dang good in the preseason. Yes, I did say preseason, but hey, that's when usually the backups can play for more than one snap. All right, so that's the NFC North, the mighty, awesome, great NFC North. And now, as everybody there in the chat talking about the AFC North, let's go to the final division, the NFC South. The New Orleans Saints are at the top of the division right now, halfway through the season, 5-2. Big Q of Team TV Live, host of that show, his Carolina Panthers 5-3, Falcons 4-3, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-5. First, I want to talk about from the bottom to the top. Tampa Bay kind of disappointing to me. I thought they were going to be something more. Maybe make the playoffs this time, breaking that glass ceiling, so to speak, for Tampa Bay. Not the case. Atlanta, Super Bowl hangover or whatnot. Panthers having a winning record, but being an economy of issues through the season, and now just making that trade with Buffalo, getting rid of their wide receiver, Kevin Benjamin. See how that affects the team. And on the field of play for the Panthers moving forward. And the Saints, I don't know what to say. They're like hot and cold like the Seahawks. Yet both of them are winning the division. Both of them right now are 5-2. So if the playoffs ended now, and this is how I like to do this sometimes, whether it's smart, dumb, weird, or awesome. But just maybe even every week, like if the season ended now, what would the playoffs be, and this and that? Well, if the season ended now, and here on the NFC side, the number one seed would be the Philadelphia Eagles, 7-1. Number 2 would be the Minnesota Vikings at 6-2, the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed would be the Seattle Seahawks, and the number 4 seed here for the NFC. Dang it, I lost it. And then the number 4 seed would be the Saints. The number 5 seed would be the Los Angeles Rams. And the number 6 seed would be the Carolina Panthers. So that's 1 through 6 in the NFC. If the playoffs started today, if the season ended today and the playoffs starting this Sunday or something, which it doesn't obviously, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, number 1 seed in the AFC would be the New England Patriots. Number 2 would be the Kansas City Chiefs, both at 6-2. Third would be the Steelers at 6-2. And 4th would be the Tennessee Titans, I guess, since tiebreaker right now is saying Titans over Jaguars for that division. So I can't just put the Jaguars in there because I want to. It's literally how it is right now. Titans over the Jaguars, mathematically, however. Maybe, whatever. 5 seed would be the Buffalo Bills at 5-2. And the number 6 seed would be the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-3. So that's 1 through 6 in the AFC, 1 through 6 in the NFC. And, if you play that back, then you can put the matchups together, what that would be. But that's how it would be if the playoffs started this weekend, if the season ended right now. Kyron already predicting Ravens over Titans 23-13. Thank you and welcome, Lapis Gamer. And thank you for the like. And others are welcome to like the video, share the video to others, because I think this episode is going pretty dang well. I feel more upbeat. I feel different. Maybe it's maybe this is refreshing. Mountain Dew. Have some. Anyways. Yes, yay, Steven said my team. Yes, I did say your team. I said it many times today. I also said your name, so there you go. Okay, so let's head into now week 9 as we now move forward from the halfway point, starting the second half of the journey, the road to Super Bowl 2. The road to WrestleMania. Well, the NFL's road to WrestleMania being the road to the Super Bowl. Week 9 predictions. Let's start with the first game, being my game of the week, like I said here. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. I don't know if I can get this right there. I have the Bills over the Jets. The Bills defeating the Jets, getting a road win, keeping things rolling for their team, winning there 24-13. Sunday games here, the noon games. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. I have the Saints getting a win over Tampa Bay. Sorry, Tampa, as much as I wanted to say you'll win. No. I have Lindsey Bell, former cheerleader of the Buccaneers, friend of mine, fellow YouTuber. She does vlogs on her channel, Lindsey Bell, or find her Lindsey Brooks Bell. Just search that on Google, and you'll be able to find her on Twitter, Instagram, all her social media, and YouTube as well. Lindsey Bell, friend of mine, so shout out to her. Her Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was hoping more for your team, Lindsey, but it'd be what it be, I guess. It's always next year, right? But I have the Saints over the Buccaneers 35-13. Falcons, Panthers. I have the Panthers over the Falcons 27-21. Los Angeles Rams against the New York Giants. Giants got their first win. They got to win, and they're going to win. They got to win over Denver, a team that has seemed to fall off the face of the earth, but still, a win is a win for New York, but not happening. Rams coming off a bye, ready to keep rolling, doing great, looking great, being awesome. I guess go Rams. But Los Angeles Rams getting the win over the New York Giants, 27-13. Now what we would call Kyron Chase's game of the week, because, his team playing every week should be his game of the week, just like my team, the Packers, every single week should be my game of the week. But as a podcaster, as a media member now, in a way, I have different games to game of the week. I don't try to always have it the Packers each and every time. Otherwise, I would have it, just being blinded with my fandom. Ravens, Titans. All right, I'm going to have this a 3-point game. Going down to the end. We got to win and playing there in Tennessee. Other factors as well. Joe Flacco coming back. Is he really at 100%? He's trying to just get on the field. But he did testing concussion protocol, which is very stingy and strict here in the NFL, as it should be. So he's ready to go. He'll be ready to play. I have the Ravens over to the Titans, 27-24. Okay, moving right along. Bengals against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have the Jaguars over the Bengals, 23-17. Jaguars over Bengals. Eagles, Broncos. Yeah, Broncos. I don't know if it was the smartest move for you now to decide to have Barack Osweiler to be your starting quarterback. But you could even have Brock Lesnar as your starting quarterback and just F5 people, and you're not going to be winning anything. Or at least not this game against the Philadelphia Eagles, the team's 7-1, and even gaining more players and gaining more steam. No, son, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Sorry, Glass. Again, Glass of Team Boy TV Live, friend of the show. Again, check him out on his own YouTube channel, Get Witted Sports, GETWITTED Sports, Get Witted Sports. But I have the Eagles over the Broncos 42-21. Yes, Broncos, you will get 21 points. That will mostly come in garbage time. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, but still I'm sorry. Much respect to you, man. Texans against the Colts. I have the Texans over the Colts 23-13. Seattle Seahawks against Washington team. I have Seahawks defeating Washington 27-21. And that is the start of the afternoon games. We have 3 of them. Washington and Seahawks start at 3:05 Central. These are Central times, of course. And then the Cardinals 49ers, also 3:05. I have Arizona over San Francisco in the 9-3 battle. Cowboys without Ezekiel Elliott. See how you do. And guess what? You get to face the Chiefs. Good luck. I have the Chiefs over the Dallas Cowboys 35-23. That's the 3:25 start. Then Sunday Night Football on NBC. Wow, as I continue this episode, I really think this episode is going to be one of my good ones. I mean, they're all good, but I just feel different. I don't know what got in me, but I think Kyron and others that watch live or archived, or whoever watches otherwise after it posts, may send me a DM or slide into my DMs on Twitter or send me a tweet, be like, "Wow, what did you do before the episode? You seem so different." But anyways, moving right along. Sunday Night Football on NBC. We have the Miami Dolphins without JHI because they traded him. That's kind of how that works. Against the Oakland Raiders, a team that can't get past their own issues, and one of them actually being Derek Carr. You need to remember that he's Derek Carr, not his brother. Just saying. But I do have the Raiders getting a win, though. Raiders getting a win, getting back on track, hopefully slowly but surely, against the Dolphins team that is still in the mix of the playoffs, as I just mentioned how that would look right now, but still Miami being in the mix. I mean, to be quite honest, with the NFC and AFC with the wild card spots, I would say that all the teams will be in the mix technically all the way to the end, at least all the way to week 15. To week 15, 16, and 17. So maybe not all the way for all the teams. The only 2 teams officially eliminated earlier than week 15 would probably be the 49ers and the Browns. 1 per division. Also, a former Browns wide receiver officially going to be reinstated in the NFL. So, yeah, Josh Gordon coming back. Okay, moving on. Monday Night Football on ESPN, 7:30 p.m. start. Detroit Lions against my team, Green Bay Packers. I have the Packers getting the win over Detroit, 23-21. Green Bay over Detroit. I pretty much there's 4 of the predictions for this episode here for Talking Packers receive for this week's. Kyron Chase here says Bills 27-20 over the Jets. Lapa is saying Bills 33-24, but either way, they both are saying the Buffalo Bills. Kyron Saints winning 31-10. He goes Eagles 20-17. And Renee is saying, Steve, I think this upbeat style is probably to do with the caffeine. I don't know. It could be, or it could just be I'm happy because I'm an uncle now. My nephew, Caden. And that Caden is spelled with a C. I'm going to spell it here in the live chat for people to see. But that's his name, Caden, my nephew. But I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's other things. I don't know. But I do. I don't know. I promote my videos every single week. But this one, I'm actually hoping to get a plethora of views, not just because of views, but because this might actually show what a quote-unquote, as the cool kids say, lit episode would look like. So please share it with others. Pretty please, if you're watching this. But beyond that, and not just sharing with others, over social media, because that works too. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, However, but with people in your life, that you talk face to face or the phone, that way as well. So I greatly appreciate it. I only need 3 more. Uno, dos, tres. 3 more subscribers. 3 more to get to 200. And then I'll do, the live Q&A and go from there. So, all right, I think my craziness and good episode and such like that, whatever, and right now. I think everybody watched the live. We'll be watching archived. Everybody's welcome to share this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Ring the bell so you know when I do go live with a video. I now have a video every single day, so I keep myself busy in that way. But I thank you all for being here tonight for the NFL show. Tomorrow, Kyron Chase will be on air with me, with Steve, or hopefully he will be, if he's able to, for Steve's Wrestling Ramble, talking all WWE news heading toward Survivor Series and everything in between there having to do with WWE. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow night. And then Friday, like I said, 2 videos going on there, which I'll obviously promote tomorrow night. Hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Enjoy TV shows or other things that you're enjoying tonight. Also, WWE's Total Divas is back tonight at 8 p.m. Central on the E! Network. So if you are maybe not a wrestling fan, but just a fan of those type of shows, check it out. Got Alexa Bliss and Carmella part of the team now, so might want to. But above all else, as always, take care.